Okay. Happy Thursday again. I don't have my coffee with me because I'm walking and I'm not super neat about carrying it around. Um, you're going to hear that, which is my shoes sticking to the floor because we're in the back promised land area again. Last week, the video was from a house that was very close to the church that was destroyed by a tornado and kind of used it as a way to give a visual picture of storms in our life. Don't know who owned that house. When I did do the house blessing, which was just around the corner, she said that a lot of people who had their houses damaged have never moved back. And so not only is she dealing with trying to get settled back into a house that was repaired, but so many of her neighbors are gone and aren't coming back. It was something I never really thought about as far as storms are concerned, that there's a lot of ripples of effect that flow out from the initial storm that we aren't aware of unless we're in the middle of it ourselves. So this is the area that we got hit by a storm. We didn't have any like wind damage. What we had were just real bad hailstorm. And so when the roofers got up there to try to patch it, they started counting the holes in the roof. And normally what they do is they count a 10 by 10 foot section, and that kind of gives them a way to estimate on the size of the roof how many possible holes in the roof. Well, they measured off a 10 by 10 section, and after just a few minutes, they'd gotten up to 137 holes just in a 10 by 10 section, and they stopped counting. So we know that there are literally thousands and thousands of holes on the roof in this area. We've had the roofing company, who have been fantastic, best roofing company ever, come out and patch a couple times. And so they've patched a good bit of them. But still, when we get a rain, we will get puddles of water. Oh, I can't stand in one place too long or I stick. And so we've got buckets, and we try to mitigate as much as we can the damage back here. So the first step was kind of securing the building after the storm to kind of make sure that it would withstand however long it took to get it fixed, and it's taking a really long time. Now what we are going to have to start doing is going through and kind of assessing, whoa, there's a lot of water, did not see that. Assessing the damage and deciding what we can keep and what is going to be thrown away. So we have piles of stuff that we've just put in places hoping to keep it out of where a lot of the water is. The problem is, like, we have a lot of the rugs that the kids played on here. Oh, this one has been fixed because there's a bucket right there. Right there. It's not real full, but all of these rugs have been wet, and they're probably going to have to be thrown away. There's probably toys and other things that we're going to have to go through to see if we can save some of them. Oh, there's the water. If we can save some of them, or if we're going to have to throw them away. And that's all through this upstairs section of the building. Downstairs is fine. That's where the exceptional way was. We did a walkthrough down there, and they just had a little bit of damage, but they didn't have quite the damage that we did because our roof is exposed and they're underneath there. But in all the rooms in this place, this is what we've had to do, is we've just had to pile stuff up. And it's just sitting there and waiting for us to get this building fixed before we can sit through it and decide what to keep or not. And that's what this next phase of the storm is when a storm hits your life, when you go through a really difficult time, and your life is really thrown for a loop, so to speak. After you survive and kind of pull yourself out, there's this process of determining what you have, what you can still keep, and what you probably need to let go of or throw away. And personal storms have a way of separating the important from the unimportant. Or even more painful is the what am I able to hold on to, and what did I think I needed, and I probably still do, but I can't keep it anymore. And so personal storms are really tough as far as that's concerned, because it forces us to go through all the things in our life, and not just physical things, all the things that we think are important, all the things that we hold on to, and make the decision if we want to do the work to keep them or if we need to let them go. And so this will be the second part of the series, Surviving the Storm. This Sunday we look at the life of a really difficult Old Testament biblical character, the life of Hagar. The problem with Hagar is it doesn't really end well for her. She survives, she's able to live her life, but all that she had before and all that she kind of considered part of her home was taken away from her. And so there's this continual realization that as storm after storm after storm hits, she has to do this constant work of deciding, what do I have, what's important, how can I keep going with what I do have? And that's what we need a little help on. And we're going to have a conversation about this Sunday, is how to make that determination about what we need to hold on to and what is important after the storm passes and we go through our stuff. So we hope that you join us this Sunday as we continue this conversation. We will have after party. We had a great conversation. I don't want to say it got intense, but we realized that we all handle storms differently. So it was an important conversation for us at after party. Promised Land is open, so we check in at the front desk. You saw the pictures that were posted yesterday about the parking lot being restriped. Huge thanks to Philip and Tyrone for taking care of that. Now you can know where you're parking. Plus the parking lot's been swept too. So that's all been taken care of. There's a lot of stuff coming up. Grief Share's been pushed to next year, but the women's retreat is coming up. Man Cave will be coming up. So there's a lot of things that are happening. Just check out our social media, download our app, and everything you need to know is on our social media. So I'm getting out of here. There's also stuff in the air that I'm not a huge fan of. So I hope you have a great rest of the day, great rest of the week, sticking to the floor. And we'll see you Sunday, either virtually or in person. And take care.